What is going on, everybody? ZyoniK here, and in today's video we are going to check out what a level 51 best buddy Spinda can do in the Great League. Spinda, but this is going to do incredible. Oh, it almost one-shot it! Yes, you see that correctly. Spinda in the Great League with the fast move of Psycho Cut, charge moves of Icy Wind and Dig. This is going to be a really interesting video. Now, hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. If you guys have been following me on Twitter, you may have seen that I was at the Liverpool Regional Tournament this last weekend. I plan to upload a video later this week covering what happened so you guys know about everything, but it's going to be really good. This event was so awesome, so it was great to see all of you guys there. For those of you watching who went to this event, you guys know it was a fantastic time, so be on the lookout for that video later this week. But today, Spinda. Let's get into it. Shout out to Wasting Time 27 as well for sharing these battles with us, but we have a Talonflame now versus a Galarian Stunfisk. Now, Talonflame with Incinerate can shred this thing apart, but as you guys know, it's got to be very careful about the Rock Slide. So we will see the first shield go up on that Rock Slide, and in kind, we will see the Flame Charge now come through. Probably going to be forcing a shield here from Galarian Stunfisk as well, so let's see if they can get to one more in time, and they can. This is going to be forcing that final shield, and hopefully we'll have to see if they can catch a charge move now on Jellicent. They cannot, unfortunately, so they're going to have to shield, otherwise Talonflame will go down. We might see a swap out right away, or maybe they'll try to catch the charge move. Yeah, they're going to go ahead and go into Spinda now. We will see a Azumarill come into the Spinda here, and it's time to see what this Spinda can do. Mind you guys, this is a Azumarill on the other side, having access to Icy Wind and Dig with Psycho Cut as a fast move. It can gain energy very quickly. And honestly, I have no clue how this is going to play out because I've never seen the Spinda face off in the Great League. So Azumarill now absolutely loading up on energy. We'll have to see if Spinda can tank this at all. Probably going to be, yeah, it is going to be the Hydro Pump, and it survives it. That's actually pretty incredible. They're going to be able to get to one more Dig right here. Going to be getting Azumarill extremely low, which will allow the Jellicent then to come in and farm down. Here comes the charge move now from Azumarill, likely going to be Play Rough or Ice Beam. It is going to be a Play Rough, which means Jellicent can come in and load up on energy. Remember, Talonflame as well has a charge move loaded. So Jellicent now with Ice Beam and Shadow Ball looking pretty good to potentially sweep this endgame. We know Galarian Stunfisk is relatively low, and we'll have to see what that final Pokemon is. So Azumarill does go down, and let's see what decides to come in. It is going to be the Galarian Stunfisk. Okay, so they are very weak to Jellicent in the back. They're going to go ahead and go for the Shadow Ball here to get the Galarian Stunfisk out of there. It's going to be a Trevenant. So Talonflame now going to come in and going to be able to get the Brave Bird off right here. Oh, what a beautiful game one. Boom! Takes out the Trevenant. So a Spinda team just took out Galarian Stunfisk, Trevenant, and Azumarill. Alright, moving to the next one, we have Lurantis now on the lead. So we'll have to see how this plays out. They're going to swap into Toxicroak. So honestly, Toxicroak and Lurantis both don't like Talonflame, but Talonflame has a better matchup versus that Lurantis, so we do see the Jellicent decide to come in. Now, Jellicent right here, sitting in the driver's seat because Sludge Bomb, right, as you guys saw, is resisted, doesn't do too much, and Mud Bomb as well also doesn't do too much. But the Toxicroak no shields the Shadow Ball. Alright, so Jellicent now completely flips the mid-game. We will see Lurantis come in and likely get to a Leaf Blade here, and they do just before that Ice Beam on Jellicent. So Leaf Blade here, gonna be taking out the Jellicent. Talonflame needs to come in and lock this thing down, and we see a Galarian Stunfisk in the back. Now, in this matchup, Talonflame is ahead on energy versus the Galarian Stunfisk as to the lead matchup that we saw from game one. So this is a completely different story. They still have two shields, and they are forcing the final shields now from the opponent. So I think they can actually win the race to the next Incinerate in order to win this game. They're going to have to stop both Rock Slides, though, as Galarian Stunfisk has them loaded. But this is looking to be a good game, very well played. We might see a swap out. I don't think they'll swap out. I think they'll just go for the Flame Charge here. Oh, they're going to swap out anyways into the Spinda to farm down with Psycho Cut. Charge move now coming through. This actually I think is going to be an Earthquake here. Yeah, that was quite a bit of energy. It's going to be an Earthquake, but Spinda almost fast moving down the Galarian Stunfisk with Psycho Cut, and now is going for Icy Winds for super effective damage versus Lurantis. And it's going to be, oh, he almost got the second one. I was about to say if Spinda sweeps this team, that would have been amazing. Talonflame now gonna come in and farm down with Incinerate, and that is gonna be a good game. Very well played as they go for the Brave Bird here versus Galarian Stunfisk. But either way, Brave Bird or Flame Charge would have been enough to take it out, and that is good battle. All right. Moving to the next one, we got Talonflame versus Swampert. Okay, let's see how this one plays out. Swampert, obviously, a fantastic counter to Talonflame with those Hydro Cannons, which, good news, you all, if you guys haven't seen, I'll pop it up right here as we're getting the Hydro Cannon coming through. But a classic community day is coming up, and it's going to be Swampert, so you guys definitely want to participate in that. If you don't have a community day Swampert, or if you got better IV ones, just a heads up, Niantic announced that. But coming back to the battle here, Spinda forces a shield there from the Swampert with an Icy Wind and is going to be stopping this next Hydro Cannon so they can get to another Icy Wind in time. But we see a Walrein decide to swap in right here to catch the charge move. That's a good catch there with that typing, obviously doing barely any damage, but the debuff still applies, which is why Spinda is looking very strong with this team. It's setting themselves up in order to potentially sweep. They're going to go ahead and come in with the Talonflame now and load up on energy, saving the Spinda to potentially catch a charge move late game, as it is very low on HP and Walrein, as well as throwing these Icicle Spears. But because of those Icy Wind debuffs, the Icicle Spears aren't doing too much damage, which gives the Talonflame a lot of play to farm up on energy. Now, they're going to go ahead and go for the Brave Bird here. It does do enough damage to take it out, and let's see if that Swampert decides to come back in. Talonflame, one fast move away, I believe. No, they won't be able to get to it in time. They're going to have to give up their shield in order to stop the Hydro Cannon, but we will see the Brave Bird now come through, likely forcing the final shield from Swampert. And now this is going to be a very interesting end game. They're going to go ahead. They're staying in. Okay, all right. They decided to stay in, force the energy now from Swampert, as Hydro Cannon is going to be enough to take it out. And Jellicent now is in a position to potentially sweep. And it definitely is, with the Frostlass coming in. Going to be taking an unshielded Shadow Ball right here. This should be enough damage to one-shot it. Boom! Frostlass goes down. Swampert as well, racing to the Earthquake as quickly as possible. But I don't think it's going to be enough, as Jellicent is able to hang on and will be able to get to the Shadow Ball in time to close this game out. So losing lead, saving the Spinda. Spinda's still alive in the back, and a boom. You'll love to see it. Really good battle right there. All right, next one we got Talonflame on Talonflame, shiny versus non-shiny. Who's going to land the Brave Bird? That is the game right here. It's basically a game of chicken. Who is going to shield? Who is going to throw the Brave Bird? Here comes the Flame Charge, and it does get a shield from the opponent. Now, is this going to be a Brave Bird in return? They're going to go ahead and shield it as well, and it was the Brave Bird, so the opponent is going to have to swap out. These Incinerates are doing an incredible amount of damage, and rightfully so. They're going to go ahead and go for a Brave Bird now against the Cresselia with the boost from Flame Charge. This is going to do an incredible amount of damage, and your favorite stuffed animal, Spinda, now is coming in to take on the Cresselia. Wow, Moonblast still did quite a bit of damage. They're going to go ahead and go for the Icy Wind now. Hopefully this is enough to take out Cresselia, and it's not enough, but I think they might be able to Psycho Cut down. They will be tanking another Moonblast here. But with that debuff from Icy Wind, they should be able to survive, and it was just a Grass Knot. So they definitely hang on right there, and they're able to fully farm down. Spinda loaded on energy. Talonflame likely coming in next, which it will not like these Icy Winds. They're going to go ahead and go for the first Icy Wind now. This is going to do neutral damage, and we'll have to see how much. That is enough to threaten the shield now from Talonflame as they get to another Icy Wind in time. And Talonflame goes down to the Spinda. Their final Pokemon is going to be Shadow Machamp, and that is going to be a good game. You guys can do the math here. There's a Jellicent in the back. Flame Charge as well. Going to be forcing the shield, and that is a good game. And the opponent does decide to surrender it there. So, good battle. Very well played. All right, moving to the next one, we got a Venusaur on the... All right, so we got a really good lead. This time, the opponents decide to swap into a Azumarill, and the Jellicent is going to come in kind. Now, Jellicent right here rocking with Ice Beam and Shadow Ball, so there is no shield baiting with a potential Bubble Beam, so they're just going to have to go for straight Shadow Balls here. We'll have to see if the Azumarill is going to decide to try to flip this matchup. They shielded the first one. Okay, so now Jellicent now needs to be very careful about these next play roughs coming through, as they're going to do enough damage to take it out if they decide not to shield. here comes the next Shadow Ball, and I think it's going to be very important for them to maintain switch advantage in order to line up the Talonflame back against the Venusaur that we saw on the lead. But Jellicent able to get to a third Shadow Ball before the Play Rough from Azumarill. And this is interesting. Are they going to go for the shield? Okay, here we go. All shields are down, which means booms are coming to town. They're going to go ahead and now load up a bit more and now finally get off the Shadow Ball here. We'll have to see what that final Pokemon is going to be. My guess, maybe the Galarian Stunfisk in the back. Venusaur is going to come in and farm down, but can they get to the Ice Beam in time? Yes, they can! Is this going to be enough damage? Remember, no shields left on the opponent's side. Not enough right there, but Venusaur is loaded on energy. They got to come in with the Talonflame, or maybe they come in with Spinda? They're going to come in with Spinda, and the opponent decides to come in with Galarian Stunfisk. This, my friends, is going to be a very interesting change of events. As Galarian Stunfisk, we saw what Earthquake could do before, but now it is debuffed with Icy Wind, and that is not enough damage to take it out. They should be able to... Oh, are they going to go for the dig? No, they're going to have to go for these Icy Winds. I think that is the correct call right here, as still doing neutral damage and debuffing. If they can get a third one off, they're going to try to catch the charge move, but Galarian Stunfisk now has a Rock Slide loaded, but is it going to be enough to take out the Talonflame? Almost takes it out, and the second one now, that is looking to be a good game. Very well played. Spinda still loaded on energy. They're going to swap into Venusaur, and Venusaur has the charge move, so almost able to pull that one off. Either way, good battle right there. Okay. Moving into the next battle, we have Talonflame versus Talonflame again. Hopefully this isn't a duplicate here, as they were individual. I don't think this is a duplicate. I think that's a different trainer outfit, but we'll have, yeah, it's a different one because they snuck through a fast move right there. So, new battle of Talonflame on Talonflame, and we will have to see how this plays out. They're going to go ahead and no-shield it, and it is going to be the Flame Charge, so that is a good no-shield right there, maintaining shield advantage now, and here comes the next charge move. They're going to go ahead and shield it, and hopefully they can get to this Brave Bird in time. The opponent decides to swap into the Azumarill, though, and we will see the Jellicent come in to check that. Now, again, if it has Play Rough, which it does, this is going to get very interesting, but Jellicent looking to outpace the Azumarill in terms of charge moves. But again, Play Roughs do a bit more percentage damage than these Shadow Balls really do right here. So, here comes the next Play Rough. Will Jellicent force that second shield? Yeah, they're going to go ahead and throw that up, wanting to maintain switch advantage if they can, and they're going to go ahead and go for the Shadow Ball now after they overloaded on energy, making sure they can potentially get to a charge move against whatever's in the back. Azumarill decides to no shield, and sure enough, here comes the Talonflame, and this is why they overloaded on energy, so they can get this Shadow Ball off, looking to force that final shield. The Talonflame doesn't shield the Shadow Ball. They're going to go ahead and swap now into their own Talonflame to catch the charge move here, and it was a Brave Bird. Things are getting a bit crazy. What is going to be in the back? They're going to bring in the Spinda, and it's going to be a Toxicroak right here, so Psycho Cuts are shredding it apart, but Spinda, having that normal typing, is taking super effective damage from counters. This is a crazy turn of events. I think the Mud Bomb here is going to be enough damage to take out Spinda. Barely not enough, but Jellicent now, can it close this game out? It has to get to the Shadow Ball in time. Here comes the charge move from Toxicroak. Mud Bomb, not enough damage to take it out. Counters as well will not be enough, so it's going to be up to Hex versus Incinerate, Talonflame versus Jellicent. And what is it going to be? Oh, it's going to be the Incinerate. Good battle right there. Very close. All right. Moving to the next one, we got Talonflame versus Stunfisk on the lead. They're going to decide to stay in like we've seen before. They're looking to probably try to catch the charge move after shielding 2 Rock Slides like we've seen before. But they're going to go ahead and just go straight Flame Charge right here. Forcing shields early is always nice. So this is going to come down to if they can catch the charge move there on the Spinda like we've seen before. But Talonflame, an absolute monster. They're going to have to give up 2 shields now, which is unfortunate, in order to get off this next Incinerate. And the opponent might swap. No, they didn't right there. So here comes the next Flame Charge and will likely be shielded. And this is going to be a race. Can they catch the charge move? They do catch it this time on the Spinda. That is a huge change of events. Rock Slide not doing too much damage, and they decide to bring in a Metacham. So Icy Winds now will be landing, doing neutral damage, and debuffing the Medicham. So this is going to be interesting. Medicham really needs to load up on as much energy as it can. It cannot throw a power-up punch right here versus the Spinda, as it needs to try to land a Psychic. But with 2 Icy Wind attack debuffs, I don't think it can one-shot anything on this roster right now. So they're going to come in with Jellicent and decide to load up on energy, as again, these Psychics will not be doing too much damage, and as you can see, definitely not. So Jellicent is in a very comfortable position right here to farm down with Hex. Another Psychic likely coming through, chipping as much damage as they can, and we see the Galarian Stunfisk come in, so they decide to throw the Shadow Ball right away, just in case there was a bit of energy. I think they might have been able to farm down with Hex, but we will never know. Medicham, oh, there's a Tropius in the back, so they're going to come in with the Talonflame right now and go for the Brave Bird. This is going to do an incredible amount of damage. Boom! One-shots the Tropius, and that is going to be a good battle. Very well played, as Medicham just doesn't have the HP or the energy to really close this game out. It's able to take down the Talonflame, but Hex will finish it off there, and that is a good battle. Very well played. Alright, moving to the next one, we got Talonflame versus Battle. Alright, they're going to swap out right away into Jellicent, and an interesting swap into Medicham. I feel like that was a misclick. I'm going to guess there is a Sableye on this team, and the opponent right there did a misclick, which does happen, yeah, it can happen. So if we see Sableye later on, that is likely the case. Otherwise, maybe it's a double fighter, and this is the best answer. I really don't know. If there was another fighter in the back, Machamp, maybe not Toxicroak or Sirfetch'd, they would be a bit better answers than Medicham, because Medicham here is taking super effective damage from Hex. But getting back into it, they are able to land the next shot. It was a Sableye, so it was an unfortunate misclick on the opponent side right there, but this game is not over. Sableye can really load up on energy, and they don't have the best answer for a Bastiodon, and if Spinda takes on Bastiodon, I think that is going to be amazing. So obviously they're going to come in with Talonflame right now here versus the Sableye, and they're going to need to farm down as much as they can. Here comes the charge move. They got to let it go. Is this going to be return? It is going to be the return. Almost one-shots Talonflame, but they will be able to get a Flame Charge off in time versus the Bastiodon. And ladies and gentlemen, battlers, if you stuck this long, you get to see a Bastiodon versus a Spinda. Never before seen in Go Battle League. And they're going to go ahead and go for the Icy Wind first. Obviously, this is probably going to heal the Bastiodon. Yeah. Looks like it healed it right there, but doing that debuff is gonna maybe pay off in the end, as Dig will be doing super effective damage, and they gotta try to fish out a shield here with an Icy Wind, because if a Dig is shielded, I think that is going to be a good game. So they do, and they get the shield. All bets are off. Spinda now is going to go for Dig versus Bastiodon. This is going to be a very interesting endgame. Flamethrower lands, doesn't do too much damage, which means Bastiodon now, I don't think it's going to get one-shot by the Spinda, but this is going to do incredible. Oh, it almost one-shot it! That is incredible. They will be able to get to the Icy Wind in time, and Spinda just took down a Bastiodon. Someone tell Caleb Pang what just happened here. Oh my goodness, what a battle. Was that the last one? Oh, that was an amazing battle. So, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. This was awesome to see. Huge shout out to Wasting Time 27 for sharing these battles with us. Such a unique Pokemon to bring here in the season of Spice. So, like always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.